Hey, this is Jackson. I just wanted to share some additional success stories with you of students who've taken our course and passed the bar exam. Some stories I just didn't have time for the other night on our webinar. I want to start with Randy Dowling. Randy took the California bar exam in 2017, and prior to taking our course, Randy had taken the bar exam 3 times. The highest he'd ever scored was 1370. He'd tried all the big box courses. He'd done a different course every time he took the exam. On his 4th try, he came to us and he followed our program just as we laid it out in those 4 steps. And he used one of the techniques that we encourage called photo reading to help increase his reading speed and his comprehension. The result? He passed the California bar exam, raising his score by over 70 points. Did he study longer or harder? Nope. All he did was change his approach. He followed the 4 steps, he took advantage of the tools that we offered, and now Randy is practicing law in California. Patricia Ferran came to us in 2014 to take the Florida bar exam. She'd been a bar review rep for another company while she was in law school, and she'd used their course and failed the Florida exam. She came to us, and she had some challenges, but she passed the Florida bar exam in 2014. Well, in 2017, she came back to us to take the uniform bar exam, this time to sit in the exam of the District of Columbia. The result? She passed on her first try with a 266. Now, that score was good enough to waive her into New York, New Jersey, a number of other jurisdictions, and Patricia now is licensed in many jurisdictions, not just Florida and D.C. And what did she do differently? Well, she took our approach. She followed it step by step. She used the writing style and the question style and the 4 steps that we talked about. I love sharing the story of Andrew Demasters with people. Andrew came to me to take the New York uniform bar exam. He had already taken the exam twice and flunked and was feeling pretty discouraged and pretty down on himself. But he was a really smart guy and he was a really hard worker. And we worked together to take Andrew through the 4 steps to show him what he needed to do and how he needed to do it. Not that he had to work harder or work longer, he just had to change his approach. And when he switched that approach around, he incorporated some of the tools that we've talked about, like photo reading and the paraliminals. The result? He raised his score by 32 points. He went to a 292. That's right. He got a 292 on the UBE. He waived into a number of jurisdictions, including passing and practicing in the New York bar. Ashley Carnage came to us to take the Georgia bar. Previously, she'd sat for the Florida bar exam using another bar review company, and she'd failed. Her multi-state score on that administration had been a 120. Well, in 2017, she came to me to sit for the Georgia bar exam, and she followed our program. She was diligent in her studies. She put in a lot of effort and work. She did everything we asked her to do, and the result? She raised her multi-state score by 30 points. That's right. She got a 150, a 150 on the multi-state. She passed the Georgia bar going away, no problems at all, and is now engaged in practice in Georgia. One of the most interesting stories I share with students is the story of Armando Walley. Armando is a legislator in the Texas legislature. He's an active member of the Texas legislature. He is running for office every couple of years as a member of the House of Representatives. He's a really smart guy. He's got a busy family and a growing family, and so there's a lot going on in his life. Well, Armando had failed the Texas bar 2 times previously using other bar review courses, and a former student of ours recommended that he come and talk to us. The only challenge was that Armando was going to study while he was in the legislature during the session. Now, fortunately, he didn't have to run his own re-election campaign, but there was a national campaign going on. And in spite of all of that, with his family, his work, his legislative requirements, everything that was going on, Armando took and passed the Texas bar on his 3rd try. What was his secret? Well, again, like the other folks I've talked about, he used photo reading, he used the 4 steps that we encourage, he took advantage of our proprietary writing style, and he said it made all the difference in giving him the tools he needed to be successful. So Armando is now a licensed member of the Texas bar and a member of the State House of Representatives. And the last example I'd like to share with you is Judy Cox. Judy's story is also a really special one. Judy was working as a paralegal in Massachusetts for many, many years, and she really had a dream of becoming a lawyer. She had taken the Massachusetts bar 7 times and failed. The last time she took the bar, she'd only failed by 1 point, and she was so frustrated and so really determined to make it all work. And so Judy and I sat down. We talked about how to incorporate our course, even though at the time we didn't have a Massachusetts-specific course, but to take advantage of our UBE and multi-state and performance test information, and to guide and direct her writing style, her studies, and her work. The result, in 2017, Judy passed on her 8th try. She's now a member of the Massachusetts Bar, looking forward to doing great things. Well, those are just a few of the many success stories we had in 2017. We look forward to great results in 2018 and beyond, and we hope you'll be part of that story and join us on this journey.